Hey, this is Charles Onyet with IGN, and I am checking out Hawken, a mech combat game that is free to play. It's actually launching, I believe, in December. I think it's the 12th. And this is a beta test right now, so not everything is final. And I am in a kind of team deathmatch mode here in one of various types of mechs that you'll see running around the field. So I guess we're going to start off with a fight. See if I can kill this guy. You see I have machine guns and explosives. There, we're able to take him out. And one thing you may have noticed so far is, oh god, oh no, is how fast-paced the game really is. You know, I am in a giant mechanized walker here, but I am moving quickly, and that is because I have a boost. So the shift key will boost me around so that I can move quickly forward, and I also have a jump and jump jets so that I'm not necessarily pinned on the ground at all times. You can see I'm getting killed here. I'm probably going to get killed anyway, but I'm going to just show off a heal. So if you hold C, you're able to kind of repair yourself. Now this immobilizes you while this is happening, so there is a certain risk there. But if you're able to survive the process, like I sort of did, I'm going to get away from that guy. Now I'm going to try and kill him. Then yeah, you can stay around in a fight longer and obviously not die, which is naturally going to be valuable to your team. You can see how fast this guy is getting away from me, and I am pursuing and not going around but over those things. So despite the large size of these machines, there's actually a surprising amount of agility. Yet despite the agility, it doesn't feel like you're just kind of in this weightless blob of a machine, and I think that has to do in part to the visual presentation of movement that you see on screen here, where you can see the cockpit, you know, kind of slamming side to side as I go. The guns are also jostling as the machine walks. So you still get this sense of weight that you're really stomping around this battlefield, but at the same time, you still get this kind of thrilling freedom of movement. So you don't feel too limited by being in a giant walking machine. And oh god, well, that was lucky. I don't know if I'm going to pull this one off. Nope, that guy's dead. I'm going to have to get out of here. I don't think I'm in very good shape right now because my screen is gray. So I'm going to try another heal. And sit here and repair myself. And hopefully nobody decides to come down into this alley. Obviously, the visual presentation is really nice. I mean, yes, it's a free game. This game looks excellent, continuing a tradition of really the free-to-play online competitive games really becoming kind of the premier type of way to play online competitive games in many respects, as opposed to just buying, you know, traditional boxed products. Clearly, a lot of work went into really making an impressive looking game. As you can see from the city design as well, I mean, you get this kind of Blade Runner-esque style, really bombed out, war-torn buildings, a lot of verticality in the stages, and a lot of ways to encourage you to actually utilize that. So it's not just window dressing, because you do have jump jets. You know, you can really get up on top of these billboards and gain significant combat advantages from really taking advantage of all of the various platforms around stages, instead of just kind of standing on the ground and weaving around structures. And you also get these cool stylistic elements like the billboards all around the cities and these larger towers in the distance to really, you know, I mean, there was no story presentation in here. I just kind of jumped into a game, but it still feels like, you know, you're part of a distinct kind of world because of this attention to detail throughout. So I am going to see if I can actually kill someone while up here. Unfortunately, oh god. Nope. Looks like somebody else had kind of the same idea and also went up to that elevated platform. So what I can show off here real quick is just, you know, a bunch of different mech types. So I've been piloting my Berserker here that has a submachine cannon, a tow rocket, and also I've equipped a couple items on a high explosive charge, a repair charge, and a radar, and also some internals here that kind of boost functionality of the mech. So in this case, armor-piercing munitions, increased damage for bullet weapons, reinforced armor increases my maximum health, and fuel generator increases fuel regeneration rate to help me basically be able to move around faster, essentially. So you get different classes here. There's a sharpshooter, the Rocketeer, the Assault. I have not really customized these guys as much, but there are options for that. And if I back out of here, out of the matchmaking, I can actually show off the garage to get a sense of how much you really can customize the mechs, because of course with any mech combat game, people just like modifying and dropping different parts in and out. So if I go to my Berserker and edit, and here are different offensive items. This is a pilot-guided rocket that has a massive damage radius according to the description, the detonator, and then you can purchase these with 2 currencies. You can either spend meteor points or Hawken points, and you can buy meteor points directly, it looks like, although again, this is beta, so a lot of this isn't necessarily active yet, but here are, the selection of offensive weapons you can put on to customize your mech. You can put a shield up, a hologram that creates a mirror image of yourself, and then, these functional items over here like an EMP, radar scrambler, and your own personal radar. That is for items, and then you have this entire skill tree menu where you can further customize yourself by boosting your walk speed, increasing your energy unit capacity, thruster regen rate, so ways to reduce damage, to reduce incoming damage, increase outgoing damage, and also make yourself more durable, more mobile on the battlefield. So a lot of options here that once the game is sort of live in open beta or launch state, that would become active. And that players who keep coming back and keep playing could really take advantage of. And then you can put on different parts for your machine to actually make it look different. In case you're like, well, this main body part looks dumb. You have a couple different options for what to put on there, and that's the case with a whole bunch of different parts of the machine. So you can see them switching around there as I modify. And then strut arms, repair drone. Because this is totally necessary, but is an option, so you can change how your repair drone that I was showing off happens to look. Also thrust nozzles, so that you can change the appearance of how this is going to look. Not exactly essential, but still a nice option. And also you can customize the paint job on your machine, so you get further elements of personalizing your death vehicle in those ways. So I'm going to hop back into a match and just see if I can do a little bit better than I have so far. Again, not a whole lot of people playing right now, just because it is beta. Oh no, it's a full server. All right, well, I'll see if I can actually find a match here. So now I'm in a different map, and one thing I didn't actually mention before, you can see some cool kind of destruction elements on maps just to make firing stuff feel like it has more of an impact on the environment, is that each mech type does have a special ability, so it's more than just weapon loadout. You can also activate special abilities that, in the case of the mech I'm using, the Berserker will increase damage for a specific amount of time. I don't know what this guy is doing. Is he healing? I don't even appear to be hitting him. I don't really know what's going on there. Oh god, somebody else is right there. I need to move. I have to get out of here. I'm assuming that guy is going to follow me, maybe. Yup. Oh, he hit me with a rocket. Yep. There you can see my sidestep, so you can really get out of the way, actually very quickly. Unfortunately, this guy is relentless, and I think I just went back out into the open, but I can sort of air circle strafe as well, which is kind of a cool ability. And I don't know if I actually hit him right there. Nope, I got killed, unfortunately. He's almost dead though, so maybe my teammate can take him out. But I also have items, which I'm scrolling through on the bottom of the screen. So I have a radar thing that I can deploy, and there it goes. So there's a little bit more to the gameplay than simply firing your weapons. You also have to manage item consumption. I also have grenades, and I have a recovery item, which I probably should have used in that previous fight. Ooh, maybe I can get some revenge here. This is going much better, mainly because you'll notice he's repairing, and that's what happens if you get caught out in the open and happen to be repairing. I'm going to pick up this little energy orb here and go help out my teammate, who seems to be in the middle of a fight. You can see my fuel gauge going low there because I was boosting quite a bit. And And I don't see anyone in the area for now, but so my teammate is repairing, so it actually would make sense for me to kind of protect him while that's happening before we go off and engage our next set of targets who may or may not be. There they are. They just popped up on the radar. So I'm going to go over here and help out my mech buddy and blow that guy up. And revenge kill. Nice. It is a very satisfying sense of accomplishment when you do blow somebody up, because the effects are so nice. And also, I mean, I think the weapons have a good kind of sense of impact and power just because of the way everything is presented. It makes it feel like you really are kind of this machine of mass destruction. Here, I'm going to see if I can heal for a sec, and I don't know if my buddy's going to try and protect me while this is going on. You can see kind of my health bar in the top there, regenerating a little bit, so I know kind of how much left I have to go. There we go. I'm back at full health, and I can re-engage in a fight with less worry than before. I'm going to see if I can actually use... oh, the match ended. I was going to see if I could have used my grenade there, but our team won. Much success, much celebrating. So now I'm going to see if I can get into a different map. I don't know if they're going to be running right now in the beta, but I mean, there are more game modes than just straightforward deathmatch and team deathmatch. So I'll see if I can get into any of those. Okay, so I did manage to find another mode. This is Missile Assault, and so what you want to do in this mode is you want to find silos, as the instructions so clearly lay out, capture the silos, and defend them from enemies, and then basically control them, and as you control silo points, they will attack the enemy base, and then of course you want to blow up the enemy base. So I'm going to head into this match, and actually, you know, I should try a different machine. Here you can see the class abilities. This one turns into a mobile turret, so it converts to a heavy defense mode with more mobility than other defense modes. So I'm going to try the Rocketeer here and see if I don't horribly embarrass myself. I don't know, I might. Definitely a slower move speed on this guy. Again, you can see really detailed map, really cool sense of scale as you're going around, even though the map isn't necessarily that big. And I'm going to need to go after that control point. Am I going to make it? Yup. Okay, so I made it over there. It looks like our team is actually doing really well. We just captured that missile point. You can see the base defenses kind of at the top, how much health there is remaining, and you can see theirs going down because we are controlling all of these missile points. So I'm going to try and get over to S3 here. Oh, it looks like there's jump pads as well. Yup, that is a jump pad. Oh, and those guys went a little higher than I did. But yeah, there's definitely a difference, it seems, in movement speed before or between types. And there you can see the missile flying off into the distance from the launch pad over here. And maybe I'll just head over and try and defend this point in case somebody tries to take it. Here is the missile launcher itself that is blasting explosives over at the enemy base. You can see that in the distance. So you do get this, you know, it doesn't feel like this abstract thing, this capturing of bases. It has a definite impact as you can actually see the missiles flying off and injuring the enemy base. Unfortunately, there don't seem to be any enemies over there, so I should probably go fight stuff, since that is essentially what this game is about. Oh my god, what just happened? I fell off of everything. Looks like there's some enemies over here, but they are up top, so I'm going to need to hit a jump pad and get up here and start shooting. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that weapon is, but okay, I have cluster missiles on this thing. Oh, here, I just turned into a mobile defense platform. Okay, we'll see what happens here. I'm sorry, I haven't played this one yet, so I don't really know what's going on, but I guess this should be good for defending territory, since that's essentially what I'm supposed to do. I can get out of this mode as well pretty easily, and if I can get away from the rockets that are incoming, I should be able to go heal behind here. Hopefully nobody comes over. Let's see. Yeah, I was definitely almost dead. Also appears that I have a much larger health bar here. I'm going to have to get out of this mode because that guy is about to kill me, and did, and I exploded, and I'm going to complete... Oh, I was about to fall off of the side of that thing as well. So did not go particularly well. Here's the Berserker. You can see my, my class ability here. Increases all weapon damage and item damage for a short time. And then with the Assault class, it removes weapon heat buildup for a short time so I can continue firing my weapons. I'm going to go back to the Berserker just because I'm, I'm more familiar with this class, and maybe I'll be able to show off a little bit more interesting combat. Maybe that is kind of a similar... No, this one definitely feels like it's moving faster. Perhaps not true, but it certainly feels that way, having played both of them back to back there. I can see my teammate... Oh, I need to build up more fuel before I make that jump. Hopefully no enemies are necessarily in the area as we try to retake this missile tower, which we just did. And I'm sure there are people who wish that hadn't happened and are willing to fire rockets at us to express their displeasure. Just not entirely sure where they are right now, but I'm going to follow this guy over here. Again, really cool sense of mobility as you move around these maps fairly quickly. Really cool mech design too. Yep. And finally, we're fighting. You can see different items flying off here. I'm firing at something that I probably shouldn't be, and he's dead. So that actually worked out. I don't know if anyone else is in here, but we should probably capture this point. So I'm going to stay here and hopefully not get killed. And I don't know how much health I have left, so I'm going to repair while I have the chance. Just a quick repair there. And we have actually almost won this match. There we go. It's like we blew up their base. There is the final missile headed toward the target, and larger explosion, yes. Everything is exploding, and there was much rejoicing as, as the gouts of flame fly all over the place in glorious victory. But yeah, that's a different game mode, so that you're not always just doing straight up fast-paced free-for-all deathmatch or team deathmatch. So yeah, there does appear to be some fairly noticeable differences between the mechs. You know, fast, fun combat, I think, in terms of just, you know, the general feel of combat. A lot of cool mobility options, and some nice ways to customize your mech through items, through equipable kind of modifiers. And it should be interesting to see how each mech progresses as you continue to level up. We'll be continuing to cover Hawken on IGN as it progresses through its beta testing phases through to eventual open beta when more of these systems will be active.